Amendment by Wu.
Chair recognizes Mr. Wu to explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, out of respect for the members who have been negotiating on this bill, I will pull this down, but I just want to talk about it for just 2 seconds. This particular amendment deals with an issue that's very important to me, and that is academic freedom to speak. This is an issue that we have tackled again and again and again about whether employees of the state, employees of public institutions have the right to speak their minds and how much freedom they have to do that. The amendment itself is about faculty's ability to speak up against what is happening in their school, about the governance, about their policies, about their decisions, but this is talking about a larger issue of, I think there is an overall attempt to silence our academic leaders, to silence our teachers, and to silence people that people don't agree with.
Mr. Speaker?
Ms. Gervin-Hawkins, for what
Gentleman, you
purpose?
have questions?
Would you yield, Mr. Wu?
I will.
She will.
And I think your amendment hit on my question I was trying to get in terms of professors, because we want them to be clear that they're not in violation of certain things. And I think it's important that based on the rewrite, and I did hear from Representative Wilson that things, have gotten better. It's more open, and I love that. But will a teacher or professor, I'm sorry, get into trouble through certain actions they may take? And when you read the rewrite, was there any protections for them? Because we want to make sure our professors are not in violation.
And that is the real fear of this bill, that there are so many provisions in here that could be used improperly, that because of the ambiguity of the way it's drafted, the way the definitions are worded, that you could find reasons to using this new legislation to go after members, to go after faculty members. So and especially faculty members who disagree with the school for whatever reason. It may not have anything to do with anything particular of dealing with their performance or with their job, but simply saying, I disagree with the school's policy on X. I disagree with the school's policy on campus protests or free speech or whatever it is. Or I disagree with the way that they're handling grants. I disagree with how much money they're keeping in endowment and everything else.
So Representative Wu, will they bring up any race questions or race theories? Will they get in trouble?
No, absolutely, and that is the point of this, is that the fear is that teachers or the professors, that faculty who bring up issues, who are champions of issues that may be uncomfortable for other people, whether they champion rights for minority communities, whether they're championing LGBTQ rights, whether they're championing political issues, maybe they're a big gun control advocate, whatever it is. The fear is that they would use those opportunities, use those things, and use what's in this bill to find a way to silence them, and then creating fear and a chilling effect throughout the rest of the faculty.
So Representative Wu, are you saying that, based on your interpretation of the bill as it stands today, that if there was a history lesson on African American, on Black history, on slavery, that professor may get in trouble?
It's potential, but I think what I am more concerned about is the ability and the right of employees and of faculty and of any state and public official to go home and make statements about what their own personal political beliefs are, what they believe in, what the causes they want to support. And again, the amendment here specifically talks about faculty who have disagreements with the school about the way the school is being run, because we will foresee that is probably one of the issues that would most likely annoy a school, annoy the administration, and saying, hey, we need to do something about this person. So the point of this amendment, even though it doesn't cover all that much, and doesn't cover free speech in its entirety, the point of it is saying that especially speech that is about the operation of the school, that is about the administration, that is about their policies, or about the way the faculty senate is being run, or anything like that.
So Representative Wu, you don't believe that the bill in its current status, updated, protects those professors that may talk about race, sexual identity, social, political, religious belief? You don't believe that the protections are there?
I do not, and I do not support this bill. I think the existing law that we have provides all the protections that are needed, both for the academic, for the professor, for the faculty staff, but also for the public. The institutions have a right to police what their employees do, but at the same time, we want to recognize that they have a right to speak.
And my final question is, because I'm concerned too that we don't have enough time to hear from the bill author about what it will do to these people, who would be the complainer? Could that be anyone? Could that be a disgruntled colleague? Could that be a student that could raise an issue?
I think the way the bill was originally, I believe, yes. I'm not 100% sure on what is being proposed right now. I think the things are being worked out. So again, the point is that I believe this bill has a very strong chilling effect on speech. It sends a loud and clear message to those in the academic world that they are not free to speak. And I think that's a very bad thing in this country.
Thank you for answering my question.
And with that, I'll withdraw the amendment.
Well, I'll say it again. The amendment has been withdrawn.